Have you ever had that sinking feeling, that moment when everything seemed perfect with a woman, and then out of nowhere she starts pulling away, the calls get shorter, the texts take longer, spark fades, and you're left wondering what happened? What did I do wrong? What if I told you there's a reason this happens? And seductive men don't panic, they know exactly what to do next. And by the end of this, so will you. Here's what I want you to understand tonight. If you've ever felt powerless when a woman loses interest, I want you to know. You already have everything inside you to change that dynamic. The problem isn't you, it's how you've been reacting. And Neil Strauss, one of the greatest minds in seduction, taught us that what you do next when she pulls away is what separates ordinary men from seductive men. It's not about chasing, it's not about begging, it's not about trying harder, it's about stepping into your true power. Let me take you back to when I learned this the hard way. I met a woman, let's call her Sophie. From the first moment, the chemistry was insane. We talked for hours, we laughed. We couldn't keep our hands off each other. I thought I had it all figured out. But then the shift happened. The texts that used to come instantly, now they came hours later. The excitement in her voice, it was replaced with polite indifference. I tried harder. I sent thoughtful messages. I planned dates. I gave more attention, thinking that would fix it. But the more I did, the further she pulled away. I felt helpless. I felt confused. I felt like I'd lost before I even knew I was playing the wrong game. That's when I stumbled across Neil Strauss's teachings, and everything changed. Why women lose interest, we've all been there. Things start off strong, the attraction is electric, she seems into you, and then as if overnight her energy shifts. But why? Why do women lose interest even when it feels like you're doing everything right? Let's break it down. Comfort over challenge. In the beginning, there's mystery, there's tension, there's the thrill of discovery. But when you stop being a challenge, when you become too available, too predictable, that tension evaporates. You start chasing, not leading at first. You are confident. You move through the world on your terms, but when you sense her pulling away, most men switch gears, they chase. They try to win her back, and that energy repels her even more. You lose your center. Women are drawn to men who are grounded, who are on their mission. The moment your world starts revolving around her, she feels it, and it kills attraction. The excitement fades. If you stop growing, stop surprising, stop leading, the relationship stagnates and interest fades. And here's the truth Neil Strauss taught. It's natural for women to lose interest at times. Attraction fluctuates, but seductive men, they know how to reignite that flame. They don't panic, they pivot. What seductive men do next? So, what do seductive men do when a woman loses interest? Do they double down and try harder? No. Do they guilt, trip, argue, or beg? No. Do they retreat and sulk? Absolutely not. Instead, they do three powerful things. They pull back with confidence, not as a game, but as a reminder that their life doesn't revolve around her. They refocus on their mission. Because nothing is sexier than a man consumed by purpose. They reignite the tension by reintroducing mystery, challenge, and surprise into the connection. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that step by step. The warning signs she's losing interest. Now let's talk about the early signs that a woman's interest is fading. Because the sooner you see these signs, the sooner you can shift your energy like a seductive man does. Here's what to watch for. Delayed responses. You used to get those quick, excited replies. Now it's hours, maybe days. She's busy, maybe, but when a woman's into you, she makes time. Less enthusiasm, the texts feel colder. The conversation's shorter, that playful energy, gone. Excuses to avoid plans. Suddenly, she's swamped with work. Family emergencies pop up. She's tired. One cancellation. Fine. A pattern. That's a sign. Minimal effort. She stops dressing up. Stops flirting. Stops contributing to the vibe. You're the one doing all the work now. Increased testing. She starts throwing little jabs or shit tests. Why? To see if you'll lose your cool. To see if you're still that solid man she was drawn to. The key, don't panic. These signs don't mean it's over. They mean it's time to shift your energy. The mistakes most men make and why they backfire. Here's where most guys go wrong and why those mistakes push her even further away. They chase harder. They flood her with attention, thinking more effort will win her back. But attraction isn't logical. Chasing signals neediness, and neediness kills desire. They over-explain and apologize. They start trying to fix what isn't broken. Are you mad? Did I do something wrong? This puts her in the power seat and drains mystery. They get reactive. They get moody, jealous, or upset. They argue, they send long emotional texts, and nothing kills attraction faster than losing your cool. They abandon their mission. They drop their purpose to focus on saving the connection. But seductive men, they know, your mission comes first. Always. Neil Strauss said it best, attraction isn't about what you do for her. It's about who you are when she's watching, or when she's not. So let me ask you, are you chasing, or are you leading? The trap: when a woman pulls away, you feel the urge to close the gap. This is human nature. When someone pulls away, our instinct is to close the distance, to reach out, to fix it. But here's what seductive men understand. When you close the gap, you feed her certainty, and attraction lives in uncertainty. When you rush to reassure her, you kill the mystery that drew her to you in the first place. When you try to win her back, you give up the frame, and she starts leading the dance. The truth: attraction fades when a man gives up his center. Seductive men, they stay grounded. They let her come to them. And I learned this the hard way. Story: the night I stopped chasing after Sophie started pulling away, I did what most men do. I sent sweet messages. I asked her what was wrong. I planned a surprise date, and the more I tried, the colder she became. Then one night I stopped. I remember sitting alone, looking at my phone, about to send another text, and I asked myself, is this who I want to be? A man waiting for a reply, a man whose value depends on her attention. And I made a decision. I put the phone down. I went out with friends. I hit the gym. I focused on my work. I started leading my own life again, and guess what happened? A few days later, she texted me, curious, engaged, wondering where I'd gone, and that's when I realized seductive men don't chase, they attract. And that's what I want for you. What seductive men do next, so here's the shift. They pull back, not as a game, but as a truth. They return to their mission, their passions, their purpose. They become the man she was drawn to in the first place. They reignite the challenge. They stop giving certainty. They start living their life like they're the prize, because they are. They become unpredictable again. No more. Always available, always saying yes energy. They reintroduce surprise, tension, excitement. They let her wonder. They give her the space to feel the gap and to choose to close it herself. Remember, you can't force attraction, but you can create the conditions where it thrives. Let's get real about one of the most underrated forces in attraction: mystery. You see, when everything about you is known, when there's no more surprise, no more tension, attraction begins to die. Why? Because desire lives in the unknown. Seductive men don't rush to fill the silence. They don't over-explain, over-text, or over-give. Instead, they leave space in conversations, so she wondered what's on his mind, create gaps in communication so she starts thinking about him, live a life that's so full, so interesting, that she can't help but want to be part of it. The key is to stop broadcasting your availability 24/7. Instead, become the man whose time and energy are valuable. When you create that space, she starts to lean in. When a woman first fell for you, it wasn't because you were trying to impress her. It was because you were living your life, confident, self-directed, passionate. Somewhere along the way, most men forget that. They make the relationship the mission. Seductive men flip that script. Here's how they reignite the challenge. They set boundaries. They don't drop everything for her. They honor their plans, their passions, their purpose. They stay unpredictable. One day it's dinner out, another it's an impromptu hike. They keep her guessing, in a good way. They don't seek validation. They're secure in themselves. They don't need her constant approval because they know their worth. When you bring back the challenge, you reawaken the desire. Let me tell you exactly what happened after I stopped chasing Sophie. I didn't text for a few days, not out of spite, but because I genuinely focused on me. I started working on a business idea I'd been putting off. I joined a martial arts class. I reconnected with friends. A few days later, ping, a message. Hey stranger, where have you been? I replied hours later. Not to play a game, but because I was busy living. We exchanged a few messages, and then I ended the convo early, saying I had to run. I left her wanting more. The next time we met, the spark was back. Not because I begged or chased, but because I'd reminded her of the man she was drawn to at the start. Grounded, driven, magnetic. Let me break it down for you. These are the exact moves seductive men use when interest starts to fade. 1. Pull back with purpose. This isn't ghosting. This isn't a mind game. This is recentering. Let her feel the gap. Let her wonder. Let her chase too. Lead your own life, put energy into your mission. Hit the gym, build your business, develop your skills. Women feel that energy shift. And it's irresistible. 3. Reintroduce playfulness and challenge when you do engage. Keep it light. Tease, flirt, don't make everything about fixing the connection. Bring back the fun. 4. Stay non-reactive. When she tests you, when she seems distant, don't flinch. Don't beg, don't argue. Stay cool, stay grounded. This unshakable energy draws her in. Remember, seduction isn't about control. It's about creating an environment where desire thrives. At the heart of all this is mindset. The seductive man knows, I am the prize. I don't need to chase. If she walks, that's okay, because my life is amazing with or without her. And that energy, that's what brings her back. Women can feel when a man is centered, confident, and self-fulfilled. And that's what reignites interest. If there's one thing I want you to take away from tonight, it's this. Attraction is not about tricks or tactics. It's about who you are at your core. Women don't lose interest because you're not good enough. They lose interest when you forget your own value. Seductive men don't chase validation. They create desire by living in their truth. So the shift is simple but profound. Stop seeking her approval. Start living as the man you were meant to be. When you do that, you stop reacting. You stop chasing. You stop trying to fill the gap with effort. Instead, you let her feel the absence and you let your presence become irresistible. Here's how you apply this starting tonight. Step 1. Recognize the signs. Don't deny them. Don't panic. Just see them for what they are. Feedback that it's time to shift your energy. Step 2. Pull back. Not as a game, but as a truth. Stop overgiving. Let her feel your absence. Let her wonder what you're up to. Step 3. Double down on your mission. Hit the gym, build your business. Pursue your passions. Seductive men are always moving forward. Step 4. Reintroduce mystery. When you do connect, be playful, be light, be unexpected. Make her work a little for your attention. Step 5. Stay unshakable when she tests you, because she will. Don't flinch, don't argue, don't explain, just be. Step 6. Lead the dance. From this new center, you're no longer reacting, you're leading, and she'll feel it. Remember, seduction isn't about controlling her, it's about mastering yourself. Let me leave you with one final story. A friend of mine, let's call him Alex, was in that exact place. His girlfriend started pulling away, canceling plans, growing distant. He panicked. He tried harder, and it only made things worse. Then he stopped. He remembered who he was. He went back to his passions. He took that energy he'd been pouring into her, and he poured it into himself. Weeks later, she was the one reaching out. She was the one chasing, and the best part, Alex no longer needed her attention to feel whole, because he'd stepped into his power. That's what I want for you. So tonight, I challenge you, stop chasing, start leading, stop reacting. Start creating a life so full, so rich, so magnetic, that women want to be part of it. Don't wait for the next time she pulls away to make this shift. Start now, start today, because every day you delay is a day you stay stuck in patterns that don't serve you. Remember, you are the prize, you are the leader, you are the man who doesn't beg for attention. You inspire desire through the life you build. So I leave you with this. The difference between the man who loses her interest and the man who draws her back again and again is not luck, it's not looks, it's not lines or tactics, it's courage. The courage to stop chasing, the courage to own your worth, the courage to build the life you were meant for, because in the end, the only thing standing between you and the connection you want is the courage to start. So go out there, lead, live, and let her feel the power of the man you were born to be. Thank you.